Hey y'all, I'm a first grade teacher and I got my entire master's degree in 2 months from WGU, and I'm going to tell y'all how. I do want to start off by saying that this video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. This is my real experience from Western Governors University. So let's start from the beginning. I got my degree from Western Governors University, also known as WGU. It's a complete online university, which is super cool. I already had my undergrad degree in elementary education. I obtained that from Central Michigan University. So at the time I was teaching in Michigan, but I do currently live and teach in Texas. So I was in this Facebook group for teachers, and one day someone asked a question like, where did everyone get their master's from? So I'm scrolling through the comments, you know, because I was interested in getting my master's degree, and one girl was like, oh, I got my entire degree in 6 months from Western Governors University. And that caught my attention right away because I'm like, 6 months? Oh, I could do that. But at the same time, I was like, that's kind of sketchy. So I started doing my own research, and I found out that like Western Governors University is really legit. Then I ended up joining a Facebook page. I knew I wanted to get it in curriculum and instruction. So I searched like WGU curriculum and instruction page, and there's like a ton of pages. So I was like scrolling through the comments, and people were like literally posting their real experiences. People were asking for help with papers. So I was like, okay, like for sure this is legit. WGU offers a ton of programs. Now I can only speak to the Master's in Curriculum and Instruction program because that's the one that I went through, but they also have undergraduate programs, they have IT programs, they have healthcare programs, they have a variety of different things. So now let's talk the application process. The application process was like crazy easy, one of probably the easiest applications that I've ever done in my entire life, which was a little sketchy to me, but I was still just like rolling with it. But literally I filled out the application, and within 24 hours someone reached out to me and was just like asking me more questions, talking a little bit more about the program, and just making sure that this was right for me. The cost. The program is around $3,700 per term. A term is about 6 months. So when I found that out, I knew from the get-go that I wanted to finish in one term, 6 months. And that was my goal because I only wanted to pay the $3,700 and nothing more. The cost does include all of your ebooks and all of your materials. Now, since the program is 100% online, everything is also 100% online. So you do a start on the 1st of the month. So let's say you decide to apply September 15th and you get through all of the paperwork and stuff. Your start date will be October 1st. So you are assigned a program mentor. I don't remember my program mentor's name, or I would recommend her. But before I even started my first course, her and I had a one-on-one video call. She asked me some questions about me. I asked her some questions about herself. She asked me what I wanted to get out of this program and just what my goals were, just little things like that. She also asked me how involved I wanted her to be. So she was basically wondering if I wanted her to be very hands-on in my program, like contact me all the time, you know, or if I wanted her to be more hands-off. I did choose the more hands-off approach, but if you need someone like there, motivating you, always messaging you, or setting up video calls, that is possible. The program is 100% competency based. There are no tests. Yes, y'all heard that right. There are no assessments, y'all. To put the layout into perspective, you have some courses that you take. Within each course, you have 3 to 4 different tasks. The tasks are the papers. Okay, so here's an example. One of your courses may be all about differentiated instruction. One of your tasks may be about multiple intelligences. So you would be given some like reading material to read about the multiple intelligences, and then you'll have to show your competency on that material by writing a paper. Give you a rubric, and the rubric tells you exactly what your paper has to include. They never give you a page limit, so as long as you include everything on the rubric, you do pass the task. Most of my papers were about 2 to 4 pages double spaced, so they were never that long. I think my longest paper was 6 pages double spaced, besides my capstone, of course. I always just hit the necessary points and nothing more, because why? Why would you waste time just including stuff that you literally don't need? You don't get grades in this program, which I really love because I never had the pressure to have like a 4.0 or anything. You either pass the task or you have to go back and revise the task. Now, the best part about that is that you don't have to wait to pass one task to move on to the next task. So for me, what I would do, and this is like one of the ways that I sped through the program, is I would submit the task. I would start on the next task. Once I finished that task, I would start on the next task. I would never wait for one task to be graded before moving on. And then in the event that I did have to go back and revise the paper, It was that simple. I would go back and revise it. Maybe I forgot to include something, and then I would keep moving. I'm gonna be completely real with y'all. Don't let having to revise a task set you back. Unless you're a complete superstar, you are gonna have to go back and revise a task at least once. Now, if you're me, you may have to do it a lot. Now, a lot of times for the tasks, the rubrics do ask you how you would use this in the real world or how you have used this in the classroom. And that's when having that classroom experience does come in handy. So someone who just graduated and hasn't taught yet, this program may be difficult to complete if you don't have classroom experience. Your last course is a final project. They call it the capstone. For the capstone, you do research on a topic. The topic that I chose was cultural relevance in the classroom. A lot of people have asked me if you can do this program in the summer, and yes, you can. Although it does recommend that you have access to kids, I did not use students or kids for my final project, so for my capstone. Since I did mine on cultural relevant teaching, what I basically did is I made a group of Google Slides all about how to be a culturally relevant teacher, and then I chose 4 friends, teacher friends from my social circle. I sent them the slides. I had them take a pre-impact survey and a post-impact survey, and that's what I used for my data. And basically my project was all about informing people about the importance of cultural relevance in the classroom, and then seeing if this series of, I guess you could call it professional development, impacted their knowledge on the topic or if it didn't. And you do have the choice to use students if you want. It don't even have to be students. They can literally just be kids you know. I don't know if they do allow you to use your own kids, but the only thing about using students is you did have to get permission slips signed. My advice is that if you are interested in receiving your degree through Western Governors University, do your research. Start by researching the actual site. You can literally just do a Google search of WGU. It will be the first one to pop up. Also join the Facebook group. So no matter what you're interested in, whether it's curriculum and instruction or one of their other programs, look it up on Facebook. There's various groups for all of the programs. Join the most active one and just read through the comments, read through what people are saying, read through the questions that people are having. You can literally post into that group how long did it take you to get your degree and see what people are saying. I do recommend this program, but just know you have to have a lot of self-motivation because there are no deadlines. There's not going to be anyone telling you when you have to turn in something. If you decide not to turn in something for a week, there's going to be no one saying, hey, how are you? Where are you? I see you haven't been active. You really have to be self-motivating. So that could be a really good thing for someone who has a busy schedule, and maybe one time you will take a week off. But that can also be very hard for someone who doesn't have a lot of self-motivation. The program is accredited, and if you aren't sure if your district or your state accepts it, simply call HR and ask. That's the best way to find out. And if you are in the program or you're about to start the program, I will say keep going. Do not wait for your papers to be graded before you move on. That will add so much time to your process. Just keep going, and if you have to go back and revise, do that. My other piece of advice to someone who's in the program or about to start the program is if you have a question, ask Facebook first. Ask these people because they will get back to you sooner than your course instructor will. And if that's not good enough, then I'll say reach out to the course instructor. But Facebook is your best bet. Technology is a beautiful thing. Social media can be a beautiful thing if you use it correctly. And this is one of the ways that it can be used correctly. As far as the timing, I worked on WGU stuff at least 6 days a week. I did dedicate Sunday to not do any college coursework just because I did want a day for myself and for my mental health. Now I will say I don't have any kids. I was not married at the time, so I did have a lot more free time than I do now. At the time I was full-time teaching. Now I will say that I was virtually teaching, so I do feel like I had a little bit of more flexibility with time, which is one of the ways that I did complete the program so quickly. But it is possible. I am still in the Facebook group, and at least once a week I do see someone saying, oh, I finished in 8 months, I finished in 6 months, I finished in 5 months. So it is still completely possible. Every day besides my Sunday, like mental health day, I was turning in something to WGU. Sometimes I was completing 2 tasks a day if it was a topic that I was extremely knowledgeable about. So rather you do this program and complete it in 6 months, you complete it in a year, you complete it in 18 months, One of the best things about this program is the flexibility. This program allows you to do that. So whether you're single, whether you have kids, whether you're married, whether you're traveling the world, that's the good thing, is that this program allows you to do all those things and allows you to be in so many different positions in life and still be able to complete this program. Thank y'all for watching. If you have any specific questions or you want me to do a video about a certain topic, I am more than willing to do that. And shout out to y'all for wanting to continue your education.